So why is financial advice so important? And more importantly, why is financial advice so important for you? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video right now. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. What does financial freedom really mean for you? Think about that for a moment. Now, is it living the life that you always wanted with no money worries? Is it something that allows you to be able to do what you want with whoever you want? Doing the things you love with those you love? Is it something that's a certain amount of money? Or is it really just a certain kind of lifestyle, right? Whatever it is, what is that for you? Because that financial freedom, that's the key. You got to understand what it looks like, because if you don't know what you're looking for, you're never going to get it. So I'm going to talk about this video. It's like, why is financial advice so important for you? But not just like the nuts and bolts, but really, what does it do for you? How does it actually change your life? What does money do for you? That's what we're going to talk about in this video today. All right, so here's the deal. No matter what people say, I know money has kind of become like this bad word for some people, right? Wealth is bad, rich people are bad and evil, right? And they're always doing these things to make your life miserable and keep you down. But let's be honest, okay? The people that talk about money the most, even say that money, they hate it, also want it the most because they can't stop thinking about it, right? Let's be honest, right? Like money is like air. You need it to survive. There's no doubt. The crazy thing is that you think about that air a lot more when you don't have enough of it. And this is why often people that have the least amount of money talk about money the most, because they need that air. They need that money in their life. Money is the lifeblood of life, and it should be that. Think about anything that's good in your life. When it comes to good health, for good anything, like if you want more air, you need airflow, right? If you don't have airflow, you got nothing. You're dead. If you don't have blood flow through your veins, if you don't have blood flowing, that means legally you are dead, right? If you don't have water flowing, at all, then you will die of thirst, right? You got to have water flowing. Things will die. Things will get worse. You need money, and there needs to be a flow of money. This is why we talk about cash flow on this channel, along with the passive income. Money needs to flow through your life. You need income flowing in as well as the money going out. Ideally, you want more flowing in than what's going out. That's called having more money at the end of the month, right? More flowing out than what's coming in is what creates more debt in your life, more bondage, more stress, right? More money coming in, that inflow of money creates more freedom. What's even better though, is it's not just the money that's coming in as income, but also when money can come in as income that you don't have to work for. Now we're starting to talk about real freedom, aren't we? Now I know this for a fact, is that it's not about the money per se. It's never about the money. Even when I ask people about the money, it's never about the dollars that are in their bank account. And I can prove this because I've had so many people have lots and lots of money, but yet still feel broke. It's not about the money, it's about what you think the money will give you in your life, right? That's the real thing. And so when you're trying to figure out about why is this financial advice so important to you, why is any money important to you in your life, ask yourself, what is it that I think money will give me? What does I really think I will get from this money? Is it something I feel like I can buy my time back? I get a lot of people that talk about that. They're like, I just want more money coming in, so I have to work so hard for that same money, right? So I want to buy time. They want the time freedom. They don't want just the money. They want the time that it buys them back. For some people, having more money just means they're able to do more things, have more experiences, right? Have more variety in life versus just stay in the same mundane sort of life. I would joke all the time as a financial advisor, and then I realized it was people's reality, was when I talk about people getting to retirement, they sit on the front porch swing, drinking their country tie and lemonade because they can't afford anything else, right? And because they buy it in bulk from Costco, that kind of thing. And they're sitting on the swing because they can't afford to go anywhere, right? They might want to go see grandkids, but what if they can't? And so many times I get people that say, I want to have the freedom to go see my family, be able to go see my grandkids wherever I want. I don't care if they're across the world. I don't care if they're across the country. I can go see them. I can even give my kids, give the parents of my grandchildren some time off. I could take care of the grandkids, but then give them back when they get to be really nasty, right? I can have that kind of freedom to do that. I can still go travel and do things, because I'll tell you, I'm getting closer to the age of 50, and I used to think, being in your 40s and 50s was old, because my parents always said I'm old, right? When they got to that age, but I'm at that age, I still feel like a kid. I feel like there's so many things I can do, especially if you keep yourself in decent shape, right? And so I'm like, yes, I can do so many more things. I want to experience life and enjoy it. Is that what it's like for you? Because if so, you got to be very clear and identify what is it you think money will give you. What kind of freedom do you think you'll really get by having more money? Because just having the money may not be the thing that gets you there. It might actually be the thing that you think is the pathway to freedom, but it's not exactly the money. It's what the money can do for you, what it can actually, how it performs. Now, the great thing is that financial advice can be important to you. Why? Because it allows you to have more of this money, right? Ideally, it creates more wealth, more freedom, not just money freedom, but time freedom as well. And I'll tell you this, just from my own experience, not just with me, but with thousands of clients, the one thing I've learned is that money does not make you make you into somebody different. Money doesn't transform you into somebody better or somebody worse. I know some people are afraid that if I have more money, I'm gonna become a rich jerk or something like that. No, I'll tell you, from my experience, broke jerks just become rich jerks. Broke good people can become rich good people as well. Money is just a magnifier of your soul. It just makes you more of who you already are, right? So if you're already a jerk before, more money just makes you a bigger jerk. You can just express it better because you have more things you can do with that money to show how big of a jerk you really are. I'll give you an example from my own life. Before I had a lot of money coming in, I was a financial advisor, ironically enough. I was a broker. That means I was broker than you and everybody else, right? But when I was a financial advisor there, I remember thinking if I just had more money, I could do this and do this and do this. But the truth is because I didn't have money at the time, I also had a kind of a bad ego. And I don't mean like an inflated ego, like I was overconfident. It was actually the opposite. I actually felt like I wasn't enough. I didn't feel like I was worth much. So the money, I thought, if I have more money, then I'm worth more. Not just financially, but my personal self-worth is worth more. Here's what happened, guys. When I got more money, all those insecurities just became bigger. Because, for example, instead of me valuing myself, I would actually start valuing the money and the stuff that came with it. So when I got in my 20s, when I started to get more money, especially as I started to create financial freedom that first time, I went and I bought that Mercedes, right? I bought that car just to show off. Guys, I actually drove. This is how kind of a jerk I was, right? I drove to the financial advisor office I used to work out of. I took one of the financial advisors with me for lunch, made sure he came in my car that I just bought that was more expensive than his car, and then I drove him across the parking lot to our lunch spot. Yeah, we could have walked there, but I wanted to show off my car on the way there. I know it's kind of a crappy way of doing it, but that's what was happening. Again, I didn't value myself, so I put my stuff in front of me. I went and bought a house. I made sure I told the realtor, I want a house that creates awe, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I bought a show home, right? And I bought that house, again, to show off. Not because it was anything more special. I mean, it was beautiful, but I was doing it because I was trying to make myself feel better. I was trying to fill in those gaps that really wasn't filling. This is why you get some rich people that really, as they become rich, they just really become bigger, more insecure people. Ironically, it took me losing everything before I figured out I had everything in the first place. When I lost all that money in the last recession, the Great Recession, when I lost in that financial crisis, I had to rebuild again. And I had to rebuild it slowly to the point where now when I have money, it's interesting because now I have a lot more wealth than I had back then, but I actually don't look like it. Like I drive a car that's actually less expensive than that Mercedes, and that's with inflation. I actually have a house that, yes, is worth more because I have more kids, they're bigger, but the house really isn't any bigger. In fact, it's a slightly smaller house than the one I bought 15, almost 20 years ago, guys. Like really, I'm not trying to impress anybody. In fact, I'm now using that money to actually serve more people. That's why we call our company Money Ripples. It's that ripple effect you can create. When you have more money, you can create a ripple effect to bless more lives. But that starts with you first knowing what is it I really want, and can I work on some of those insecurities first before I even get the money? Because if you do that first, I'm here to tell you, if you can become more whole and more complete while you're building that money, building that wealth, you will become a better, rich, wealthy person. You'll create a bigger impact in people's lives. You'll bless more lives. People will still love you more. They'll respect you more. It becomes a way better place to be in. So why is financial advice important? Guys, it's not just about knowledge. It's about wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge applied, right? When you apply knowledge and actually get real life results, that's when you gain more wisdom. Obviously, I screwed up a lot, and that's where I gained a lot of my wisdom, is from doing it wrong so that you can actually do it right for yourself. Follow wisdom. When you're looking for financial advice, you want to make sure you're following those people that have actually been there, done that, and still doing it today. Follow those people that actually have done those things that you actually want to create. Don't just follow advice of people that made good income. That's not financial advice to follow. If you want to make more income, great. Follow those people's advice. But don't follow those people's advice when it comes to creating more money and creating more wealth, because that's a different skill set. Making income does not create more wealth. I've met a lot of people that have a lot of income, but yet do not have a lot of wealth. It requires both. You got to have good income, of course, but creating wealth is another strategy. Find the people that are good at creating wealth. That's why you're here. I invite you, subscribe to our channel, our Money Ripples channel. We have so much more advice. And by the way, even our Money Ripples podcast channel, we've even got other people that come on that have also done it themselves. Seek that kind of advice, because the financial advice, I'm telling you, is like the lifeblood of what it is. You need that money flow coming through your life because it allows you to express yourself more. It allows you to become a better person, assuming you're already a good person now. If you're a jerk, please don't get any more money. We don't need more jerks on this planet, right? Especially rich jerks. We need good people just like you. I'm assuming you're a good person, that you can actually take this money and use it for good to help other people. Not just charities and giving away, but actually doing something. Maybe you can live that passion. You can do that passion project you've always wanted to do, but you just couldn't do it because you had too much time tied up in a job or a business that's kept you from doing the very thing you love, which you feel can actually be your real life's mission. That is what money can do for you. That is what financial advice can do for you. If you want more of that, guys, be sure to like and subscribe on our videos right now.